Yeah, squad's pretty healthy at the moment, so nothing major to report. So we're feeling good about Saturday.
And you mentioned feeling good about Saturday. Some reasons why, in terms of the performance that you want to put in on Saturday, why are you feeling good about this group? And now that you've had a couple of weeks to really work with them.
Yeah, I think that's the key is just having that time to get on the pitch and to dig into some details in possession, out of possession, and in transition. So um, yeah, the time this week has been good. The sessions that we've had have been positive, and yeah, that's the main reason why. Feeling good going into the weekend.
You mentioned details. What are some that you can discuss that maybe will lead to this team being more potent on attack? Because obviously it's been a while since we scored more than one goal.
Yeah, breaking down patterns of play um, and digging into areas where we can create chances from. So obviously there's always an opponent involved. We're looking at areas where we can improve, and then paying close attention to the opponent on the weekend and seeing, are there any areas where we can take advantage of space and time in areas on the pitch where we can create chances.
What's your sense, my final question, of the belief um, in this team? Because this is always a pivotal point of Major League Soccer. We've seen a team like Seattle just take off and go from last place to winning the MLS Cup. And obviously this team has been through a lot emotionally and mentally. Just what's your belief as you try to grind through this pivotal period?
Yeah, there's a locker room full of competitors, here, and the belief is there. These things have to turn into results in order for any movement in a positive direction, related to a table. But the main focus has been on a top performance in all moments of the game, and we believe if we can do that on Saturday, we should achieve success. So trying to keep the focus on areas, instead of looking at things maybe outside, is just keep the focus on the pitch and areas where we need to improve to score goals and not concede.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Donald.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for your time this morning. After what, 5, 6 games in 2 weeks, you kind of have a week to kind of get everything back. How did you guys balance the rest versus the preparation that I know you need for the Saturday?
Yeah, we took so we arrived back from Columbus Sunday night, and we added a day of recovery in there on Monday, and we've built a 4-day run in for the match on the weekend. So slow getting back in a re-entry day on Tuesday. It's slowly ramping the guys back up, and then bring them down tomorrow before the match on Saturday. So it's been a heavy focus on freshness going into the weekend, and the performance staff and all of our staff from a technical standpoint as well have been very detailed in making sure we're getting the lads what they need, but also factoring in the couple of weeks we've had and the matches we've had leading into this week. So it's been very well organized coming into the week, and we've got some good work in this week.
You're playing Austin this weekend. It's Legacy Night at Audi Field. going along around this game. First off, talk about the legacy night portion of things. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to the squad as we welcome back so many former players, including maybe a couple that are on this chat right now? But what does that mean to you as a team, and does that maybe add to the pressure of wanting to really perform on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things, baked into the performance for this Saturday night, and the legacy portion of it is important. The players that are coming back in to enjoy that night have built the history and the culture of the club, and it's massively important to us as a club. They are massively important to us as a club, and it's what those guys have done on the pitch that have that's built the club and the history of the club, and that the heritage and of our club. So it's important that we honor those guys. It's important that they feel it, and I think we can lean on those things when we're talking to our group in terms of motivation for the night, and getting our guys prepared and ready to go. And we're looking forward to it on Saturday night, and I hope we can. The hope is that we can put together a top performance that legacy group can be proud of.
Last question for me, focusing on the field. You got Austin FC. They've won 3 in a row across all competitions. They just had the All-Star game last night, which was a rousing success for the league. So they have a little bit of momentum. How do you curtail that, and what have you seen that gives the ability to do so?
Yeah, just make it difficult for them. I'm hopeful for a packed house on Saturday at home at Audi, and just make it very uncomfortable place for Austin to be on Saturday night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Bruce Murray.
Hey Kevin, thanks for your time. When it comes to the fine margins, as Davis always talks about, is starting a game, hacking it in, trying to get to halftime 0-0, and 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Now, what's the one thing we can do that maybe just turns that switch a little bit with the players? Is it adding somebody up top? Is it doing something? Because it has been quite good football. I mean, in 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, those are very competitive games, but we want to be on the other side of that, obviously. And is there anything you're looking at with Austin in terms of how we can do that?
Yeah, there's a lot of different things we're looking at. Obviously, I wish I had the right answer for that one thing in particular, but there's a lot of different pieces in terms of doing that 10% extra or 2% extra inside our box from a defensive standpoint, and then it's maybe the same on the other side of the pitch, but there's a lot of different things. We're at home. We're coming off a long trip on the road. We're in front of our own home supporters. It's a big night for the club, and I believe those things are going to push our group to push our group over that threshold to hopefully come out with 3 points on the weekend. But there's a lot of different pieces that need to be very good and very clean. But we want to be positive. We want to be on the front foot from the start, and have a good start to the match. I think that's important.
And a quick follow-up. Dave and I interviewed all the players before in the preseason, and they to a man talked about the devastation of losing in the Chico stand, how much it means to get 3 points for the Chico stand it and all the fans. But you know, are we at the point where we're really feeling that, and we need 3 points? We need 3 points for our supporters.
100%. Yeah, 100%. We need a result. You know, coming off the run that we're on, and then the night that we're going to have for the club on Saturday, and for our home supporters. I think 3 points would be very special on Saturday night.
Thanks again for your time, and good luck.
Thanks, Bruce.
And then next we'll go to Dennis Gomez.
Thank you. Hey, Kevin, what have been some of the issues in these past 3 games that you've been working on and that you expect DC United to just play at the best of their abilities tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Look, it's you're always looking at area again, looking at the opponent, looking at ourselves in review, areas in possession, in the final third, where we can create and improve, and become a bit more deliberate in some actions in that space. And then, out of possession, we're looking at areas that we want to focus on. And then the 2 transition moments are so important. I think we've been positive from attacking to defending in transition, and are there areas and moments where we can exploit our opponent in a transition moment from defending to attacking, being in that organized shape and breaking out of it. So right now we're looking at all areas, and we're looking to improve in all areas. And I think that's what's necessary really to get that performance that we need for a match like Saturday.
And lastly, the pathway to pro was announced on Tuesday, which you've been a huge part of for pathway pro for DC United. What does this mean for the club, and what does just for all those local talents out there, what does it mean to be able to develop local talent, just as it's been an identity of DC United?
Yeah, look, I've been in the DMV area now for 7 months, and it's we have a tremendous football culture here in the DMV. The area is full of talent, and we're committed to developing that talent, and we want to see homegrown talent wearing the black and red and competing for our club. So we're proud of the initiatives and the commitment from our ownership group, and creating these avenues and this pathway for young talent from the DMV. And we're looking forward to getting more players like Jackson Hopkins in a DC kit on the pitch at Audi Field, and contributing towards the culture of the club, and contributing towards getting back to the winning ways that we've been discussing.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. That's it from Zoom.
Thank you.
I just have one for you, Kevin. You've had several players step up recently. Gary Brownie scoring with Christian Becker being injured, Derek Dotson, with some of the fullbacks being suspended. Can you just talk about how encouraging it is to see the squad's depth continue throughout the season, and guys kind of step up in any role that you need them?
Yeah, it's great to see our players kind of step into these roles and starting to find their form. It's a time in the season where we really need our top guys finding form and contributing in these matches. So it's our squad is as healthy as it's been in a while, and we're hopeful all these things lead to top performance on Saturday.